Hello, everybody. So sorry for
Hi.
the delay. Hi, how are you
Hi.
doing, sir?
No.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm so sorry.
No,
I
no
just got a
problem.
little small technical glitch. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining Euron Systems Live. And today, actually, we have a very special guest. My favorite combination: a doctor plus and educator in terms of stock market. Pretty rare combination, but it is a very good combination. And Dr. Nikhil Baljekar, sir, has overall more than 40 years of experience as a surgeon. Plus, he is a man who has also been into stock trading and etc. for the past 20 years as well. So that is what Dr. Nikhil brings us to on the table. And apart from that, if I just give you a small announcements about what he has done, he is actually all NISM certified CB license of research analyst and investment advisor. He is MBA in finance and a PhD. He's not just a MBBS, he's a PhD as well, plus he's a surgeon as well, and an MBA in finance. He has appeared as finalist and first runner-up in two stock market reality shows, India Smart Advisor and Sensex Ka Sultan on Z Business in 2012 and 2013. He has appeared as analyst on Bloomberg Quint channel as well from 2018 to 2020. He is one of the few holders of Bloomberg certification in advanced derivative strategies and has been consultant analyst for Phillips Capital, a major brokerage from 2019 to 2025. These are just a few titles and few achievements of sir, but we would really love to understand more from your end, sir. What exactly made you get into this, from a doctor, a surgeon, as the title is, from saving lives to saving money and helping people invest. So if you could give us a highlight on that, it will be great.
Yeah. So thank you for the kind introduction. Hello, everybody. So basically, until 1996, 97, I didn't know anything about the stock market. I entered the stock market by buying a few shares of Infosys, and within a few months, I had made 6 lakh rupees profit on that. So it got me hooked. Then I, of course, got involved in the dot com boom and lost a lot of money. But having done that, I am a kind of person who likes to get to the bottom of things. So I said that let me learn more about the stock market. And in those days, we didn't have any software. So it was like getting all the books. I got a library of almost every book in technical analysis which was released during that period. I read a lot, started with graph paper, charting, etc. I'm self-taught. I attended seminars here and there whenever there were, because those were very few in those days. And then generally got interested because I realized that short-term trading, which is what I like more, is basically nothing to do with finance. First of all, it has absolutely nothing to do with finance. It is basically the impression, like an ECG gives you an impression of a heart, so the chart gives you the impression of the current mood in the market. So basically, it is more a behavioral science than or psychology and mass psychology actually than anything to do with finance. Now, I have always been a very ardent student of transactional analysis and behavioral science since I was completed my MBBS, much before I started surgery. So I have a lot of interest in why people behave the way they do. I'm not talking about crazy people, normal people. Why do people behave the way they do? And stock market is basically an applied behavioral science, and that's what got me interested, and it works so well. Now people say it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, but it's not. You can't explain how uncannily it comes and bounces from a support and reverses from a resistance. It is very uncanny. So I got sold on technical charting, and then I started getting to the bottom of it. I did a lot of research, and then I've developed my own method of analyzing the market, which I intend to teach students who will be probably hoping. I'm hoping that they'll join my classes. Here, the what difficulties I faced. There was no charting software at that time. Now it is available, but I have seen the markets progress from 98, 99 when only cash was there. There was no derivatives. Then there was a big change when derivatives came. Then technical charting became more common, and today there are 4 or 5 TV channels on which 30, 40 analysts are giving you levels. And there's so much of information on technical charts that technical charts actually don't work the way they should work, because everybody is following the charts. When I was one of the few people who was doing charting, charts used to work better. So you have to find and evolve with the market and find some new methods which other people don't know, which work. So I have done a research on short term and day trading of the Nifty, because when I started my research in 2012 to 2014, and in that period there was no bank Nifty. The only index which was available for trading, which is traded by a large number of people, was the Nifty. So I wrote a book on that, and then I developed my own indicator called Baljekar indicator. And along the way, I started teaching this method between 2014 and 17 to a lot of students, and using it myself in my own trading. So the main advantage of my system is you don't need any computer or software, or you don't need anything. All you need is a calculator and some rules, and the system is designed to follow certain specific rules. Now, the problem, I'll tell you, when two people look at the same chart, like two cardiologists look at the same ECG, depending on their training, their experience, their aptitude, their skill, they will interpret it differently. Therefore, there is no objectivity. My system gets rid of that. It is completely objective. If 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things happen, the seventh thing happens with a probability of 80 to 90%. That's what it is. And more than that, people need to understand derivative analysis, which is a very different subject. I have a good friend who keeps, teaching me about derivative analysis. He's a derivative analyst for a major brokerage. I don't want to give his name openly, but he's been very kind to, always give me inputs on derivative analysis. Then I read up and studied derivative analysis separately, which is cog number 2. First is you need to know the direction of the market. Is it going up or down? Then the second thing, you need to know what is the likely high and the likely low. The third thing you need to know is how to interpret all this open interest, option chain, put call ratio, all these things. And the last thing you need to know is about options. Why do options behave the way they do? And last, after that, is option strategies. How can you hedge yourself against time decay? Because the one thing that happens when you're trading weekly options in the Nifty is that the option premium depreciates rapidly if the market doesn't go anywhere. That means if it goes up one day, it comes down one day, again goes up one day, and again comes down one day, and it is at one place, then you still lose money because the premium has lost time value. So these are things which I want to teach students as a full course, starting with my analysis, and then derivative analysis, and then option strategies, and the theoretical basis of options. It's a very
Great.
fascinating subject actually, and I like it a lot. I enjoy as much as of course, I enjoy doing surgery more, but I definitely enjoy, trying to predict the market, and then I feel very happy when the markets behave the way I predicted. It gives you a kick.
Understood. Great, great. Okay. Actually, that was my next question, which is more interesting. You have kind of given the hint. Is it operating people or operating the money? Which is more,
No, no, at
uh,
any time. Absolutely. There is no comparison to the satisfaction that you get when patient comes almost with a lot of problem. Let us say he has a kidney stone, or he has got a gallstone, or he has an appendix, or he has a tumor. You remove it, within 1 week he walks out cured. Leave the financial aspects aside. This part, where within a week you can cure the patient of the ailment, is absolutely. And along the way, sometimes you get serious patients where you save the lives also. So it is something which you cannot express in money. It is beyond that. So I have decided, as long as I can stand upright, I will operate, irrespective of my age.
that's
But
great. That's
you
great.
do get a thrill of being found correct when you analyze the market. And if I can help people to get well, and also I can help people to make money, both health and wealth, then it is so sone pe suhaga, isn't it?
Right. Right, definitely. So now let us just get into a little bit of what the overall platform is and why this whole conversation is coming. Before that, we have a few messages. Fatima ma'am, thank you so much. Walaikum assalam for joining the call, and she says you have been a great person. Thank you for that, ma'am. And if anybody else out here you want to understand both surgery as well as both finance, sir is the right person who can help you out. And if I be very honest, probably one of the most qualified and a person with most ethics I have recently met. In one of the conversation, if you may allow, sir, I can just tell this.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah, so we're having a conversation, and then there was a price point which we wanted to understand about what the program fee structure has to be. And when I said, sir, if it is live, it would be this, and when we go for recording, I got a first time I heard in my 6 years of career saying, no, 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 no. If it is live, let it be at a different price. If it is recorded, let it be at a lower price. I mean, people out here, to be very honest, I'm not blaming anybody, or it's not an acquisition, or, it's not like a remark which I'm making, but generally everybody loves money, right? A passive income, video is recorded, you keep getting the money. What's wrong in that? But then sir told, no, no, if it is recorded, let us keep it at a very lower price. If it is live, let us keep at a different price. I mean, that was something which was a little bit of eye opener for me, because quite some time nobody has told that, let's keep a different pricing, or at least even if there's a different pricing, generally it is very low between 5,000. But when sir told me it was more than the normal average pricing you could generally expect, so that was something which really was inspiring and gave me a feel that ethical teaching, ethical operations, and ethical being and humanity and other stuff is still alive. And sir values that, considering the core values coming from the old Bombaykar vibe, from the early 1960s, and then moving to
Yeah,
Belgavi. If you could give an highlight,
yes.
sir, the shift
Yeah,
in
so
your
actually, in my practice, almost 50% of my practice has been charitable. Now this charity sometimes you do out of क्या बोलते हैं उसको मजबूरी also, and out of this means I don't bother. To tell you frankly, I really don't bother. I am more interested that patient should become all right. And so what happens, sometimes they don't have money because unlike now recently this Ayushman and all has come. I started practice in 1986, 87. At that time there was no insurance so much, people had to pay from their own pocket. And most Indians, they are hardly making their two ends meet with the essentials like roti kapda makan. They never plan for a health issue. And a simple surgery also costs a lot of money for them. For me, it is okay. It may be, in those days we used to charge say 3,000-4,000 rupees for a major surgery. That is, for me it's 3,000, 4,000. But for that fellow who's earning 20,000, it's like a large chunk of his monthly income. So we had to adjust when all the time, and try to, I've never refused surgery to anybody because the person could not pay in my life. Never. All right. Even if it was in my own hospital or in any other hospital, I've never refused surgery to anybody or treatment to anybody. So those were simple days, यार. ऐसा अभी social media आने के बाद बहुत your life is like an open book for everybody to see. But those good deeds come back. Karma comes back and helps you whenever you are in need of help. But that is not the issue. The issue was I was too crazy to wanting to do surgery. so I, I
nice.
said, ठीक है, बाद में देना, हो सके तो देना. If you survive, you pay me.
Yeah,
Anyway,
got
the
it.
thing is that the same thing is there in education. You see, there are only two
Mm.
people in life who are happy when you do succeed. Do you know, Mir, who are they?
Mm.
Can you tell me? There are only
Parents.
two people who will be happy. Yeah,
Okay.
one of them is parent. Who is the other?
Your
Your
better
teacher.
half.
No,
Your
your
teacher.
teacher.
Okay, so
Your
okay.
teacher, because the guru and the shishya. So the guru who teaches the shishya, when the shishya does well, the guru feels good about it, and so do the parents. Maybe some spouses also. But so therefore, the next thing you can do is to give knowledge. They say that if you give a fish to a person who's hungry, you feed him for one day. But if you give him fishing, how teach him how to fish, you get rid of his hunger forever. So my principle
Right.
is that you must teach. I love teaching and I like to simplify things. And I'm being a very, being a surgeon, you become very practical minded. You don't go into too many unnecessary details which are not required. Everything I teach, everything, single word, every sentence that I teach will be having a practical means it will have a bearing on making money or not making money. It will be practical oriented. I don't bother about theoretical things which have absolutely no use in trading. My attempt is that whoever comes to me to learn, from the very next day he can actually use my system and trade. Now the difference between normal technical analysis, like all these chart patterns and indicators and things like that, it's like doing surgery. Surgery, suppose somebody teaches me to do a particular surgery one day, I can't go and do it, or I read in a book, I can't go and operate the next day. I have to do that surgery under supervision for a few times. Then the person who teaches me will stand behind me and I do the surgery. Finally I'm able to do the surgery. Then I become experienced and I can tackle any kind of difficult surgery of that type, and then I teach the juniors. This is the way it goes. Is same. You have to read between the lines. You have to read between the lines of the chart. There are many things which are nuanced, which it is very difficult for, just because you have read a book and you apply it in theory, it doesn't work. Third thing is, people teach only one aspect of technical charting. But when I say, for example, analyze the chart, I use multiple methods. I use my method. I use classical technical charting. I use Ichimoku charting. I use Elliott wave analysis. I use point and figure charting. You have to use multiple ways in which you analyze the market. The idea is, basically, the stock market is what? Can you tell me in one sentence? The stock market is playing probability.
Playing proper.
Okay, you
I
play
was
the
about to tell
probability.
gamble, but yeah.
No, it's not a gamble, it's playing the probability. So whenever you feel that a certain thing is more probable to happen, you take the position in that way. So of
Right.
course, what is problem in stock market is news which is there. For example, now the news is there about the Iran war. So the news tends to spoil the things. So if suppose your chart is showing that it is bullish, but then something happens and Trump makes a statement in the night that he's going to attack in the morning, and then it opens gap down, so your chart goes for a toss. But I'm saying, when things are more or less smooth, without so much of noise of war and things like that, there are two wars going on, I'm saying by and large, probability works, chart patterns do work, but you need to understand and interpret them with experience. So I thought of bringing out a system which you can use. I teach you today and tomorrow you can trade. There is no need of there's no learning curve. As we say in surgery, there's a learning curve when by the time you become an expert in a particular procedure. Here, there is no learning
Got
curve.
it. Great. So I have a few set of questions from my end.
Sure.
These
Yeah.
questions, you can tell it is more of my personal experiences as well,
Sure, sure.
because I've
Please.
also lost some
Dabbled in
money
trading.
in
Yeah.
stock market. So yeah, my very first question is, because of the social media, right, and because of the lot of influence, especially the younger people like us and the other coming generations, when we are beginners and when we are entering the market, we hope for really quick profits. I'll put 10,000, it will become 1 lakh. Example. We really hope for those kind of things. So, what should be the mindset of people who are actually entering the market, in
Yeah.
terms of trading or in terms of investing?
Yeah. So first thing is that you should have enough capital to enter the market. With 10,000 rupees and all, it's best not to enter the market, because you will not be able to stay the course. So I would say that at least you must have a few lakh of rupees if you want to do options trading. Now the reason is simple. Money management rule tells us that you should use only a part of the capital, because if the market comes down, you can average or do something else. You can take a hedging position, you can do something to save your position. Second thing is that you must trade with a risk reward ratio of 1 is to 2, 1 is to 3. Let us assume you trade with a risk reward ratio of 1 is to 2, which means that your target, if it is hit, you make 2 rupees, and if your stop is triggered, it makes 1 rupee loss. Now, even if you're 50% of the time correct, after 4 trades, you would have made 2 and 2, 4 rupees. You would have lost 2 rupees. On balance, you would have made 2 rupees. This is how you have to do. So, if you have said 1 lakh rupees with you, you can expect to make at the most 2 to 3% of it on 1 month, in 1 month. That is what you should be your expectation, which means for 1 lakh you should make between 3 to 5,000 rupees. It's a very good return. If you try to double the money, it's very likely you lose the money. You may double it one day, but it will go back, because then it's a risky. You're not trading with the right amount of risk. See, what the figure, what is important is not absolute returns. It is the risk adjusted return. That means keeping the risk manageable. Still, if you're able to get a return, then it is something good. If you do tukkabaji, like gambling, and you do succeed, sometimes there is a good trend, bull trend or a bad trend, and you are with the trend and you keep making money. Then you start thinking you're like God, and you've conquered the markets. And then one day the market gives such a big kick that it takes away all the profit, and then it brings you back into negative. So the thing
Got
is that you have to respect the market. Market is absolutely it's like the universe. It is God. You have to follow that. You cannot fight the market. Market will kill you if you try to fight the market. You have to go along with the market. Use the probability theory, where if the probability more of upside, then you go long. If the probability of downside, you go short. Always try to either hedge or use a stop loss, or even with a hedge you can use a stop loss. Hedging is what you take two opposite positions. That means if it's called delta neutral investing, where you construct a option strategy where either the market goes up or down, you tend to make money, so that you are hedging one side exposure with a opposite side. Now people will say, how can you do that? See, it is not that it is 1:1 hedge. It is like, for example, I'll give an example. Let us say the market is at 23,500 Nifty. If you were to buy the 23,400 call option, which is called in the money, that means it is below the spot market. Okay, you are going aggressively long. Now, if you buy the 23,400 put along with the 23,400 call, you are buying an out of the money or a out of the money put. So what is happening is, for a delta of 1, you are doing minus 0.5 delta of the put. So your exposure is 0.5 and not 1. Had you just bought the call option and not hedged it, your delta exposure would be full 1. Got my point? The put is minus
Yes, sir.
0.5, the call is plus 1 delta. So what you have done in effect is, you have at least, if suppose the market goes against you, the put will make money, the call will lose money, but the speed with which the call will lose money will be more than the speed with which the put will make money. So you have partially hedged it, not fully hedged it. This is what is important to understand. This is what I want to teach the students. So in addition to knowing the direction, even if the direction goes against you, if you hedge the position, you are likely to make less loss than what otherwise you would have made. Or you have to be very strict with the stop loss. If you're taking a naked position, you have to be very strict with the stop loss.
Got it. Great. So now this
So it's a
leads
very
to another
interesting
set of
subject. I
questions.
mean, I have not seen people give
Mhm.
a comprehensive package where you teach everything, because if you don't know theory of options, if you don't know the derivative analysis, if you don't know how the Greeks of the option, that is beta, gamma, vega, delta, all these work, theta, and then you want to only do technical charting and trade, you'll make a mess, because ek to technical charts do not work in intraday chart. In intraday it's not the same. Though theoretically they say that a 1 minute candle and a 1 year candle will have the same rules, it's not so. The volatility help is huge when you're using a 1 minute chart or a 5 minute chart
Got
versus a
it.
1 year chart. Volatility will kill you. So it is the volatility that you have to conquer when you're doing the intraday
Right.
trading, not
Understood.
for positional trading. You can make much more slow money but steady money in positional trading. So if somebody wants me to teach them investment, then I have a seminar or a course where I'm doing techno fundamental. That means using fundamental analysis to select a stock, and then using technical charting for a little longer term. But some techniques I will teach where you can get a better return than, say, if you were to put your money in mutual fund.
Got it. Now that brings to our next question, especially when there is a lot of buzz. of finance. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry in today in India or on social media is giving, education, is giving gyan, is telling about what to do in the stock market, what not to do, how much money they are making, how much money they are not making, and all of the noise. There's way too much noise, considering what was there back 20 years or 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Now the noise is way too much.
Hmm.
From your social media to your WhatsApp to your Instagram, Twitter, everybody, there
Right.
is too much noise. So
Right.
how do you identify that this is the noise which I shouldn't be focusing on, and this is the real thing which I need to focus on? One, in terms of
Best.
learning; second, in terms of doing it as well.
Right. Best is self-education, because see what happens is now you have got AI. Anybody can ask a question, read from AI, and then blurt it out on the as if and sound very intelligent. But that is not. That is what I'm exactly trying to say. That if somebody gives you a technical charting course and you tell you okay RSI dekho ye dekho, it is not going to allow you to make money. Ultimately, what is going to allow you to make money is a combination of everything: direction, where it will go, where it will come down to, what is the support resistance, then what is the derivative chart analysis telling you, then what is the options I should choose, what is the hedging I should do, and how do I manage my money management, and where do I put the stop loss. If I don't want to put the stop loss, how much do I have to hedge, how do I hedge it, and then how do I exit the trade in a profit. All these things are important. This nobody is teaching, nobody is talking it as a comprehensive thing, because it is like a horse, or it is like a table. You'll have to have all the four legs for the table to be steady, right? If one leg is not there, it is going to go up and down. So if you're only going to use some technical charting software and try to trade without knowing derivative analysis, it's of no use. If you don't know the theory of options also, it is no use. So you have to cut out the noise completely, because whatever people are talking, it is not necessary. It may be correct theoretically. Again, I'm saying the same thing. What is required is you have to keep trading, and then after trading you'll be able to get more and more, adapt at understanding the market. Another very important thing: emotions always happen. All right, emotion, nobody can overcome emotion. That is why they have brought computers to give algorithms, so that the buying and selling decision is made without emotion by a computer, right? So, as I told you, this is especially short-term trading is the identification of the prevailing emotion in the market, whether it is greed, whether it is fear, and then overcoming your own greed and your own fear, and then trading. So, I am also going to include certain spiritual practices which you should do to control your emotion and not get swayed away by emotion. That is the key to making money consistently. And it is very difficult even for experienced traders, even for people who are investment officers for the mutual funds, to control emotions, because ultimately a human being is a emotional animal, and therefore whether it is the prime minister or whether it is the small person in the farm, all of them have emotions, and emotions affect different people differently. If you, along with the theoretical aspect and the practical aspect, if you are able to control your emotion even a little bit better than other people, you are likely to be more successful and make money consistently. Again, my word is consistent. You can make money once or twice, but if you have to keep making money consistently, then you have to control your emotions. How is that? See what people do: they put a stop loss, but they don't get out. They'll say, I will wait, I'll put mental stop loss, I'll wait, it will bounce back. Then it doesn't bounce back, then you do something else, and you go on chasing the market in the hope that it will come up, or the in the hope that it will bounce, but it doesn't bounce. So, and you don't take
Got
any this, then all your capital goes away in one trade, and then you get wiped out, and then you have to wait to make more capital to re-enter the market. So market will take money from you as a guru dakshina. That means you have to pay money to the market to learn. Okay. Yeah. Everybody
got it.
loses money initially, and then they slowly get used to, making money and retaining the money. But I would
Got it.
not
Now,
advise, I would not advise anybody to become a professional trader. My system allows you to trade along with any other profession that you already have. I designed it because I myself don't see the market during the day when I'm busy with my surgical practice. So everything, the stop loss, the target is already set. It's more like it's like actually very good for converting it into an algo. But again, I tried with the algo also, it works. But again, the same problem that sometimes the algo is an ass. It doesn't understand anything. It keeps doing things which you otherwise would not have done if you are personally monitoring it. You know, and you
Got
can
it.
monitor it very
Understood.
easily on your mobile also. There is no problem of that you have to sit in front of the computer and keep looking at the chart. You don't need to see the chart, as I told you. Yes, Mir,
Right.
you are saying something. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, no worries, no worries. So actually, it was leading to my next questions because you got about emotions and everything.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to understand, in your experiences, what separates disciplined investor from emotional trader? There is
Correct.
a disciplined investor. What is the separation between disciplined investor and an emotional trader? Who wins
See,
generally?
no, trading is a very difficult job because trading is affected by news which you cannot, which the charts don't show. Okay. Now, for example, if somebody is willfully, like what Trump is doing, is willfully making statements after the market, so that after he takes a position, he makes a statement, and then the market gaps up, and the whole move is over in the first 5 minutes, and then the whole day the market just ambles along in that range. But you're taken out, your stop losses are taken out, or you're already on a big loss or a big profit. If you can, you're lucky. So right now, so the problem with trading is that you are vulnerable to overnight news. And that is why the first rule of day trading is close all the positions before the end of the day, so that you are not vulnerable to any overnight news. So the second thing
Got
is emotions do play a big role in trading against the investing. Why? Because derivatives, there is leverage. That means you are paying 1 rupee and you're getting a position of 5 to 10 rupees. So there's a 500% magnification of your profit or loss. Okay. So suddenly you are sitting on, let us say, 10,000 profit, and suddenly now you see you're in 2,000 loss. These things do happen in intraday trades all the time, and that affects you emotionally because you have already started thinking, what mobile am I going to buy with 10,000 rupees? Now you see, are 10,000 to gaya, abhi mera 2,000 gaya hai. So that affects you emotionally. If you don't get affected emotionally, then you're not a human being. So that is where you
it.
have to control. You have to learn to control that this kind of volatility is a part and parcel of day trading. You have to accept it. It's, for example,
Got
if I make a incision on your abdomen, you are going to get pain, and there will be a scar. You have to accept that. Otherwise, I can't remove your appendix or your gallbladder. Okay. You have to accept the pain of surgery in the post-op period to become better. So same thing, you have to accept the volatility of the market in the short term, and once you conquer it, then you are likely to make. Investing is understanding the general direction. General. So there is what is known as Dow theory, where there are three trends: a long-term trend, a medium-term trend, and a short-term trend. So the long-term trend will always prevail. So therefore, if you know the long-term trend is up, then you should buy on dips. If you're doing a positional trade, let us say for a month or 2 months. So there is no much excitement, but steady income will come, and it is much easier for people to do. And it is also easier to hedge because you have monthly options. You have got 2 monthly options. You have got options up to 3 months. So you can use those options to hedge your position, so that over a period of time you can earn by decay of the option premium due to non sudden movements. If you see, a daily chart will look like this. Okay, like this. The weekly chart will look like this, and the monthly chart will look like this. It's like big waves and small multiple waves or ripples. So it is much easier, answering your question in one line, it is much easier to become an investor who is disciplined and can make slow money over a longer period of time. It is more difficult to be an emotional trader because volatility gets to you.
Got it. Great. So now, moving on to the next set of question, which would eventually bring us to what Euron Systems is everything. So we wanted to understand what is the importance of having a structured learning in finance, especially.
It's not only in finance. Structured learning comes anywhere, even if it is surgery, even if it is any other profession. You have to start from the basics, then you have to learn the main, what is the main thing, then you have to the rest, that means you develop a foundation while you are in college, okay, learning, and then you develop it as per your experience. And that's what that's what determine or is the difference between an experienced doctor or an experienced chartered accountant or an experienced lawyer versus a new lawyer who has just come out of law school, or an architect who has come out, or a doctor or a surgeon who has just completed his residency. It is experience. And what is experience? Learning from your own mistakes. For example, in surgery, we say, if you say, or if I claim I never had a complication, there are only two conclusions. What are they? If I say,
Either I've
Dr.
never done
Baljekar, the
surgery.
surgeon, says that I have done 26,000 surgeries or whatever and I've never had a complication, then there are only two conclusions. A,
Outcomes.
I'm a liar,
Okay.
or I'm never operated. I'm only
Right.
claiming to have operated. So any surgeon who has operated will face complications. The difference between a good and a great surgeon is how do you tackle that complication. कॉम्प्लिकेशन तो होने वाला है.
Understood.
सेम थिंग ट्रेडिंग में स्टॉप लॉस ट्रिगर होने वाला है, लॉस होने वाला है. The difference between a good and a great trader, or a bad and a good trader, would be how do you treat that loss, how do you treat that position when it goes against you. Do you panic? Do you try to do some stupid things like going on averaging when you don't know what you're doing? You can average, but you should know what you're doing, where to average, when to average, why to average. All those questions should be there in your mind when you're averaging. Blindly averaging is of no use. Again, then you have to pay the probability, where from which level is it likely to bounce that stock. So when that
Mhm.
level comes, only you average. You don't average before and you don't average after.
Got it.
So
So,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
you're
please
saying
continue.
something. No, so
No, no,
that's
I
what.
thought you.
So you, if it is more like, fighting yourself. When you're trading, it is like fighting. You have to overcome the demons in your head to say that, to allow you to take a rational decision. And that is why I always say surgeons are very good best qualified for trading, because whenever we take a patient under anesthesia, anything can go wrong, right from the anesthesia going wrong until when we open, there might be bleeding, something may go wrong. You have to think on your feet, and that comes as in your DNA. And if you have a bad day at office, that patient will die or develop a serious complication. So you cannot have a bad day at office. So when it comes to taking decisions under duress, I think surgeons are the most equipped to do that, and therefore actually they should be good traders, because ultimately ये पैसा है. ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या होगा, पैसा जाएगा. यहाँ जान जा सकती है, जान तो वापस नहीं आ सकती ना. If I make a mistake or if I panic when I'm operating, the patient can die. And then death is permanent. It doesn't come back. You lose money in trading, it can come back in the next trade. It's not the end of the world. So when you're used to taking decisions where life is involved, taking decisions about money is not a big deal. But then everybody can't be a surgeon. So you'll have to learn that technique.
Right, right. Everybody cannot be a surgeon. I mean, a good learning from my end, to be very honest, everybody cannot be a surgeon. Everybody can be a trader, but everybody cannot be a surgeon.
No, I meant the thinking on your feet under duress. That's what I meant. I mean,
No,
you
no.
will
On
face.
paper as well, everybody cannot be a surgeon. You need to be very qualified. You need to give 10 years of your life. You can't just
Correct.
become a surgeon and
No,
become something. It is
I'm
a very
saying
hard
that,
thing.
yeah. So what I'm saying is that you have to think like a surgeon to be a good trader. What I'm trying to draw a parallel is that under duress you have to keep a clear thinking, rational mind.
Got
What
it.
did you decide? Why did you take the position in the first place? What was it that made you take the position? Now the position has gone against you. How can you salvage it? That is how you have to think. You forget about the profit. Now you have to only try to recover the loss and minimize the loss. That thinking process from a profit target to managing the loss has to shift seamlessly, and at that time, without panicking, you should take rational decisions based on your analysis of where the next support is, where the next resistance is, and so on. That is what I hope to teach the students, because that is how I do it. I'm not saying that I always make money, but I'm saying that is the process is always got a logic and rationale. Sometimes things go against you, even after all this, but that's a part of life. Can't help it.
Got it. Now that connects us to what we actually do, right? In terms of the structured learning and everything. So what Euron Systems, which is an AI powered LMS, which helps you, have all this streamlined, interactive, scalable, and digitally first environment. That was the
Absolutely.
primary idea behind Euron Systems. To get the tools, automation, and to keep in mind we have great surgeons and experts and educators and trainers who technically do not have so much time to sit and invest in this as
That's
well.
what I was going to say. Yeah. So for me, Euron is like a, it's very important. It's like my inherent partner, because I can't. I first of all, I'm not very computer savvy, so I can't understand half the things, how to manage them, which I hope that Euron will manage for
Mhm.
me. But more important than that, when I am in my practice, I can't do all these things which Euron will do for me. Looking after the website, getting the whatever clients, servicing the clients, if there's any issue with the clients, all those things. A platform like Euron is very, it's like a blessing in disguise. It's like it's which without which I cannot function. To tell you frankly, I cannot function without a platform like Euron, because it
Thank
makes
you.
a lot of things very easy, and seamlessly. And if there is a price to pay for that, it's okay. It's because for everything there is a price, and then you have to always take the price versus what advantages you are getting. If it makes life easy for you and allows you to reach a bigger audience and seamlessly, continue, because see, any teaching has to be followed. Like I'm going to do after the course, of the student attends the course, there will be a follow up. Okay. And there will be mentoring for 1 year whenever they have difficulties. Every month, all the students who have attended my class, I'll have a one-on-one session with them. Now all these things I can't keep on
Mhm.
doing with myself. Booking the platform, like what we're having now, a podcast, all these things, Euron will help me. So it is absolutely completely required for people like us, and I think all the others who hope to be educators using your platform are also having other activities which keep them busy. So, jenu kam tenu thai, bija kare gota kai. Let the person who's good in their work do it. You do what is good, what you are good in. Don't try to do everything. Then you don't do anything properly. So for me, the
Exactly.
platform
That's
is like a blessing in disguise. And if me, you tell them, if we had one talk and I signed up, right? We
yeah.
just
I wanted to
once
just
I
highlight that as
immediately
well.
signed up. Pardon?
Yes, I wanted to highlight that it was not even a demo. Sir even didn't look at the platform. Sir just got to know what the idea about the platform is. What the platform could bring onto the table, and trust on what he had on me as well, because I was connected with Sir for more than a couple of months. So that is where the whole trust game and the understanding. That is what experience brings you. You understand what a platform or what a person can bring to you on the table, and that is what something Dr. Nikhil trusted Euron Systems with. And you can see within few seconds we have built a very clean website for him, on what his actual offerings are. Yes, there will be courses, batches, and blogs and other details to be coming up with webinars and testimonials. We are working on that as well. But the advantage, or the grace which I really loved was, sir trusted me on one call. Yes, I believe your system is good. Yes, I trust you, Mir. That is something which takes a lot for anybody to achieve, and that is what Euron and I both have been able to do, which is a very big achievement for me. A person just from your understanding, considering that, as Sir told, you are an expert at a specific field, other person is an expert at other field. Respecting that value, Sir is almost my grandfather's age. Still, he didn't say that you don't know anything, you are just a kalka bacha. He clearly understood what I could bring on the table, what Euron system is, what Sudhanshu Kumar has built, and Sujoy and Divyanshu, what the overall Euron system, as a team has done. So that is something which really, made me sure that I wanted to help Sir more and more in utilizing the platform, in getting the right output and the other outcomes as well.
I think it's a very good
So
platform, and most of the people are very, very. What should I say? They are prompt in their response. They're very polite and they're knowledgeable from the way they talk. I'm nobody to comment on somebody else's knowledge, but what I get the impression is most of the people are dedicated and knowledgeable and ethical people. So, I think that all the values that I hold dear to in in any person I interact with, ethics, honesty, and knowledge.
Right.
There's a
So now,
saying that
mhm.
सरस्वती की पूजा करो, लक्ष्मी अपने आप आ जाएगी. So I believe in
Wow.
that you follow knowledge, the money will follow you. You don't have to go after money. Money always
Right.
follows Saraswati. So
Great.
that being the thing, I wish that I cannot say anything. I mean, I would like people to just trust me and come and आजमा लीजिए my
आजमा
course.
लीजिए एक जिंदगी है एक बार तो
I'm sure
इस चीज
that
को
I'll
आजमा
be able
लीजिए.
to. Pardon?
या एक ही जिंदगी है आजमा
Ah,
लीजिए.
it is zindagi hai. And I, I did my MBA when I was past 60, and my PhD when I
वाह.
was 62. Right, I'm 68 now. You don't look that, but I'm 68. But I'm very, very. I'm still keen to learn things. I'm thinking that I should again enroll in IGNU for MA psychology. Because
वाह.
just
ओके.
not that I've read a lot of psychology, but I've not got a structured training in that. So it's like that. Well, many things I want to do. I feel sometimes I want to do LLB like that. So let's see. When I have time, I'll probably do LLB also. So you should keep learning, because the more you learn, the brain neurons keep developing, and you tend to be younger mentally. You should not stop learning. This
Amazing.
retirement and all is all crap. You should not retire from life. You should keep learning something, whether it is music, whether it is painting, whether it is a new language, anything. Just keep learning whatever you want to. And now we didn't have so much of facilities when we were growing up, but now it is so easy. You sign up for a course and you learn something. One thing is there, I'm not just trying to tell something to the students or prospective students. You are interested in trading, learn, not necessarily learn from me, learn from somebody, learn or read some books, learn. Nothing happens, you'll at least definitely increase your knowledge about the market. No knowledge goes waste. No knowledge goes waste, I can guarantee you that. I have written a book called Learn to Learn, having passed over 120 exams after SSLC with distinction, both in finance and medicine and things like that. I've even done my MRCS after 20 years of practice. MRCS is the equivalent of the surgical exam in UK.
Okay.
So it's a very difficult exam, especially if you are not full time studying. But I thought that because I was in private practice, and you tend to lose your edge in theory because you are all the time in practice. So for me, a stimulus to read is to appear for an exam. On your own, it's very difficult to keep reading surgical textbooks, no? So if you have an exam to give, then automatically you read. By reading, you improve yourself. And I found the the course in the UK ka MRCS is so exhaustive, especially it covers all your MBBS years and then surgical years. So it helped me so much in my practice, because when we go to an ICU, surgical ICU, and the patient is on a ventilator, I know how exactly to interpret all that, because I learned that while I was appearing for MRCS. All the blood gases, this, that, acid base imbalance, all that what happens. I'm intensivist is there, but I know what he's talking. Understand? I know what
Mhm.
he's talking. It's not Greek and Latin to me what he's talking, only because I studied that. So whatever you do in life, if you read, if you study, it will help you somewhere or the other. You can learn the language of Uzbekistan. It doesn't matter whatever they're speaking there, but one day it will help you. That much I can tell you. Maybe if you go to Uzbekistan and talk to them, they'll be so happy, they may give you food free of cost. But it will help you.
Definitely.
Maybe you want to start
Definitely.
exporting to Uzbekistan. Maybe learning Uzbek language will definitely give you an edge if you want to export to Uzbekistan. I'm just giving an
Amazing.
example. I'm just giving an example. I chose Uzbekistan because I thought that not many people would probably learn the Uzbek language. So
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
even if you were to learn an esoteric language like that, somewhere along the line it will help you. That much I can tell you
Great.
from my own experience. Whatever you
Amazing.
read, read, even if you read something, okay, it's not necessary you to only read novels, but even if you read non-fiction, किधर ना किधर वो हेल्प होता ही है उसका, आपके सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में कुछ ना कुछ किधर ना किधर होता है.
Got it.
I know it's
Great.
difficult for people to read nowadays. They have lost the. I mean, people don't want to read. It's okay. You get audiobooks. You can listen to audiobooks rather than
Mhm.
reading. I did that during COVID. I used to take long walks listening to audiobooks, but I didn't like it. I prefer to underline and all that. So
Great, great. That's fun. I mean, I just hope you're not this funny with your patients. अरे
huh?
क्या अरे कुछ नहीं बस. I hope you're not this
Ah,
funny with your patients.
no, I am. I am extremely
Oh,
funny with the patients. That's how I put them at
oh,
ease.
okay.
You can imagine a patient
Okay.
is coming in front of me, is sitting. He's saying, "ये बुड्ढा साला दाढ़ी वाला क्या करने वाला है? मेरा पेट खोलने वाला है? क्या होने वाला है?" Is running in his mind. Understand? It's the same feeling I get when I sit in a plane. That my life is in the hand of that pilot. I hope he knows how to take the plane off and land it.
Great, great,
So,
great. I mean, I just hope you don't come and tell, बस अब मरने वाले हो कल.
no,
कुछ
no, no,
नहीं.
no.
You're all dead.
It's not. By the way, I've never lost a table on. I've never lost a patient on the table in
Oh,
the last 40-45 years. Okay,
good, good.
that much
That's
I can claim.
mashallah.
I'm
That's a
not
good.
saying that I'm not had complications. I've had my share of complications. I've lost patients afterwards, but I've never lost a patient on the table because
Great.
I'm very, very careful about my pre-operative and everything. I'm very, very careful about everything should be there in the operation theater properly. All the equipment, everything, I check, double check. So जनरली देर आर नो अनफोर्सीन प्रॉब्लम्स कि ये इक्विपमेंट नहीं वर्क होता है, ये नहीं होते, वो नहीं होते मेरे साथ.
Great, great, great. So now, thank you so much. Now, this
Okay.
brings to the end of our great, amazing life podcast. I would just want to highlight a couple of things. One, learning is human life is any day important than finance or money or any materialistic thing. That is the first learning for me, which I have got. Second learning, which I got to know today, is decision making. The importance of
Yes.
making the right decision and having your brains as well as your nerves in the right place. The third
Correct.
big learning, always keep learning, no matter what the age is, no matter
Yes.
how expert you are, always keep yourself learning and
Learning.
updated. And the fourth one is, हंसते रहो यार, कल हो ना
Yeah.
हो.
Absolutely.
So always
Absolutely.
be smiling and be fun,
I
loving,
always have
spread
Kishore
love.
Kumar or Asha Bhosle or Lata Mangeshkar or Mukesh or Mohammed Rafi songs playing in every OT I go. If nothing, I have my
Um,
headphones. It
Headphones.
helps. Music always helps. It calms down everybody. At
Great,
least it
great.
calms me down.
No, no, that's okay.
So
Whatever satisfies
when
us
you're
is
trading, you
important.
should also, what I'm saying, when you're trading, if you're emotional, hear your favorite song, it will calm you down. It's one trick just to calm yourself down and not be as emotional as you would otherwise be. Because it's the
And
emotions which create losses, whether it is about patient decisions or whether it is about trade decisions. You have to come to control your
right.
emotions in Chera, which I'll also teach in my course a little bit. One session of 1 hour I'm going to take on how to control emotions and how to do a little bit of pranayam, which will bring. I've
Mhm.
practiced it and it actually brings your BP down by at least 10 to 15 millimeters of mercury. Breathing technique which you can learn in 10 minutes and do it anytime, not only necessary while trading, anytime, whenever you feel stressed out, do it for 10 minutes. It will bring your BP down by 15 millimeters of mercury. And when I talk, I've tried it on myself. Remember that. I've checked my
Got it.
BP when I'm agitated, done that, then I've seen the BP again, and it has brought down my heart rate and my blood pressure down. So
Yeah,
I can guarantee that it will work because it has worked with me.
definitely. We have indirectly promoted one of the companies. पहले इस्तेमाल करे फिर विश्वास करे. हम तो खुद पे इस्तेमाल कर चुके हैं हम. और अब आप विश्वास कर सकते हो. No brand name taken, no copyright issues. Yeah. So great. It was really amazing, sir, to have a discussion with you with the podcast. I mean,
Thank
this
you,
was one of
Mir.
my
Thank you to
favorite.
Euron also for giving me the opportunity to interact with people like you and whoever is listening in, and maybe some prospective students also. I'm hoping to be of help to those who are keen to learn how to trade and maybe make money consistently. Again, the word consistently.
Definitely consistently. Thank you all
Thank
for
you.
joining in, and all the people who have messaged us, asked us questions. I'm so sorry, guys. I was a bit little selfish on this podcast. I kept only my questions, and I wanted to have more discussion with sir. So we really apologize for the people who have commented and who have answered. First, we need to also consider the timing as well. And a big thank you first to Dr. Nikhil Baljekar, sir,
Thank
a
you.
super amazing surgeon plus a super amazing educator and a super loving and fun person, for joining in, accepting our invite, a person who deals with lives and finance, taking out time and coming onto our platform is a big thing for us, because considering sir is such a senior person, sir is also one of the most valuable surgeons which we have, with all the success which has god has given to him. May he get more success, and as he said, on table, whatever the misfortune has never happened, let that never happen, let him have the clean record. But thank you so much, sir, for taking out the
Thank
time and
you. Thank
coming
you,
to our
Mir. Thank
platform.
you. Thanks to Euron team also.
Thank you.
And
And that
whoever traders are there, all the best with your trading and hope you make lots and lots of money in your trading. All my best wishes to you.
Thank you so much, and thank you all.
Okay.
Thank you, Euron System teams. Thank you, Mr. Sujoy. Thank you, Sudhanshu. Thank you, Dibyanshu, for first letting this happen and having this amazing live podcast journey where we could understand what the educators, coaches, and trainers are doing. So this was another set of episode of Business Spotlight. Today we had the doctor plus educator, stock market educator, Dr. Nikhil Baljekar. We'll be signing off. Please do like, comment, share, subscribe, share it to somebody who might need it. You can also consume the knowledge, make sure that this is going to the right people. And thank you all, have a good evening. Thank you everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you.